Yo, yo, yo. What's poppin', chat? How y'all doing? Okay, mic check. All good. Sound check done. Let's get into it. So, welcome to the first ever episode of What's in the Vault. This is a new series that I'm kind of having a look at. And essentially, the concept is to go into the grave, into the cemetery of dead songs, and pull out something that I haven't finished and finish it. I don't know if I'll be finishing it within the stream, but I'm going to share with you my process as to how I'd finish a song given a new life, So if we kind of look back into our hard drives, like I've got a few hard drives here. I've got a few hard drives here that, it's very common for us as artists to fill these up, whether on physical hard drives or digital. But for me, what I find interesting is just the evolutions of songs. Like sometimes you might start a song as a voice note, like you could literally just be strumming an acoustic guitar and you come up with something. But then the next thing you do is maybe you go onto Ableton, which is that's what I've got on the screen right now. I've got Ableton set up, and then you start tracking the song down. Like maybe that's the acoustic guitar idea that you had, but who knows? Maybe you started using a click track, and then maybe the click track made you change the way that you played the acoustic guitar, and then suddenly you start adding more layers, and then blah blah blah, and then the song becomes something very far from beyond the original idea. Now, this isn't a bad thing, but this is the whole concept of what's in the vault is about bringing forward all those notes, all those versions of the song, and usually it's almost like what I find. It's a case of uncovering what is truthful about the song and what is false. And I guess we'll kind of understand that the more we go on. So in today's episode of What's in the Vault, I'll be talking about and showing you the process of this song that came about in about 2021, and it was called Angel Sky, and it hasn't been released. So I'm going to start off with the original voice memo just to kind of set the scene for y'all. This is from 2021. If you have a look here, I've highlighted the track at the top of the Ableton session. It says voice memo, and it says 2021 0829, which means August 29th. It was at 6:20 p.m. with 23 seconds past. And I named the song Angel Sky on the voice note. Now, there's a bit more backstory behind it, but I'll explain it later on. But I'm going to just hit play and you can have a listen. I'm going to turn it down a little bit because it might be a little bit loud.
heart between day and night, sounds of memories growing out of time. Even evolution finds a way to die. Sinking down to earth until I breathe again, with my head on a pillow, don't wanna rise. Every time I fall from the angel sky, I can't help but cry. I can't help but cry. Is there more to this than what meets the eye? Is there more to this than we're asking why? Is there more to this than what meets the eye? Is there more to this than we're asking why?
So that's kind of the premise of the demo. First initial voice note, and it just continues on with this kind of synth loop. I like how you'll hear a vibration. Hear that little vibration there? I'll turn it up a bit. Anyway, so yeah, that's the initial demo. So the backstory of recording that voice note was I had my phone sitting on a drum, and the vibration was the drum peg that was slightly, loose. It was vibrating, and it just sounded cool. Anyway, that's just a random thing. I had rough lyrics that I just created instantly that morning. So here's where I'll tell you a bit more about the depth of the meaning behind the song. Because, as I said, and welcome to the live stream, Cam. We've got a very talented songwriter that's popped up in this live stream. I may have invited him, but go check out Cam Minio's stuff. I think it's a song called Headlights on his channel. You should go check out if you're a fan of my music. You'll definitely like that song. But yeah, don't leave the chat just yet. We're going to listen to where this kind of song originated from, right? So the voice memo, it was from August 29th, 2021. The backstory of that is Melbourne was in a very long, kind of drawn out, period of time where we were trapped in our houses. By this point in time, we had been trapped in our houses for more than 1.5 years. So it was a very depressing time. And it was brutal. There was a lot going on. It was more than just what was happening with the virus. There was new talks of conflict happening in Russia and all that. So there was a lot of turmoil going on. I basically came up with this song after a really vivid dream that happened on that morning of the 29th of August. So what it was is I had a dream where I was in this dark, peaceful desert. So imagine a desert at nighttime. And I had an encounter with an inspirational person. And we were together, just presence-wise, we were just together, just kind of, we weren't talking. There was standing, maybe they were talking, I don't know, but there was music in this dream. And it was beautiful. It was like angelic realm type of music, and I can't bring it into this world because it was otherworldly. And I don't know if you have ever had this like happen to you, because it probably can happen to people that aren't musicians as well, where you dream of music and you can't describe it. So what happened was I had that dream, and yeah, like I kind of came up with the idea of Angel Sky as a song title because it represents the attempt to reconnect with fading celestial sparks. Like, meaning that it's like I had this otherworldly experience and I'm trying to reconnect with it in my human form. So there's this kind of impossible nature about it, and this yearning that you can, you're never going to have. So I basically wrote those lyrics all together in one go. It's kind of depressing, like the feeling of it is kind of depressing, but then I developed it in that same night. So now we're going to have a look at this one here, which I'll just try and make these a bit bigger so you can actually see. Yep, okay, here we go. So this is the next version of the demo, and this was created on the same night, 2021, August 29th, 6:20 p.m. So this was the original one was at it was at 6:20. Yep, and then this one was, yeah, I think it was the same time or something. But anyway, well, let's have a listen. Oh, so okay, yeah, that was. I think that's the same recording. My bad. This one was the next evolution of it. So this is when this was at 6:56. Okay, so this was 36 minutes after I did the initial voice recording. Sorry guys, I'm trying to get my stuff together. So what happened was I went on the piano. So that was a synth sequence that I had originally in that voice memo, but then I went on the piano because the piano is not just an instrument, it's a good songwriting tool. It's a really fast way to have access to harmony, and it's also one of my primary instruments, so it's really easy for me to, come up with stuff. So I worked on the piano, and this is where I went.
Music in my dreams, blissful melodies float like butterflies, just a glimpse of God in the middle of the night. Sounds of memories growing out of time, sinking down to earth till I breathe again with my head in the. Every time I fall from the angel sky, every time I fall from the angel sky, I couldn't help. Every time.
So you can hear in this voice memo, it's very rough. I am, in the moment trying to craft a song, but this is literally live. This is the live process of me creating a chorus. And you can hear the chorus hook come in. It's channeled out of me whilst I'm playing the piano. So this is the end of the verse.
Till I breathe again.
And then we're coming up to the chorus. Ready?
Every time I fall.
So I had that an original verse melody in the chorus where I was like, every time I fall. But then I developed it even further. So have a listen. This is where I first went.
Every time I fall from the angel sky.
And then
Every
I developed
time I fall from the angel sky, I couldn't help. Every time I fall from the angel sky, can't help but cry.
So it's getting rough. It's I'm working on it. And interesting thing about this, I won't play the full thing because it goes for, it goes for how long? 6 minutes 18, right? I sat down for 6 minutes and 18 seconds just working on it, improvising, creating, crafting, the ugliness of creation. And then I finished that draft, and then I literally stopped the recording, and then I started again. So this one is now at 7 o'clock, so still within the same hour of when I first did the first voice note. We're up to voice note number 3 now. Okay, so let's have a listen to this one.
Music in my dreams, blissful melodies, float like butterflies, just a glimpse of God in the middle of the night, sounds of memories, growing out of time. Weaving evolution finds a way to die. Every time I fall from the angel sky, I can't help but cry.
Yeah, this kind of, again, it's still developing. Let's see if it kind of gets somewhere further on.
When I wake to the side of a dime.
Okay, so I would still classify this as I'm still cooking, okay? Speaking of cooking, there is a big gap between the next recording. So the next recording is still on the same night, the 8th, 29th, so August 29th. And this one is at 10:30 p.m., so 10:29 p.m. I went back to the piano and I worked on the song again. And now let's listen to the contrast of having a break in the creative process, and are there any benefits in that? I would have had dinner or something like that. Maybe I went for a walk. Maybe I had to listen to those recordings. Maybe I didn't listen to the recordings. Maybe I listened to other music. I can't remember it specifically, but let's have a listen.
Music in my dreams, blissful melodies, float like butterflies, caught a glimpse of God in the middle of the night, soundbite memories, playing out in time, even evolution will find a way to die.
So instantly you can hear how there is a crafting of it, and that 3-hour break really did me well, because straight off the bat you can hear how refined this is done. Like, you know, there would have been some work before this recording, whether it's space, because space away from something, you know, putting something on the back burner is still work because it's subconsciously developing. But then there's also the conscious development that's occurring whilst making this song, because I've gone and programmed piano. You can probably tell that the sound is different. It's the piano is distant, and you can just tell. Like, have a listen to the piano on this recording, and now listen to the piano on this one.
Music in my dreams.
It's a completely different piano. I've tuned the digital piano on this recording, and I've programmed in a chord progression that will just play throughout the whole recording. So I'm going to play from the next part. Let's have a listen.
Every time I fall from the angel sky, can't help but cry. Don't remember seeing a child with a hopeful smile. Can't help but cry. Sinking down to earth.
So again, this is really shaping into something. Let's play the next chorus. Let's see if it's getting any better.
I undress the light and wear my shadow, head outside the door, 'cause the psychopaths wanna start another war. Every time I fall from the angel sky.
Even though I'm singing you know, falsetto at 10:30 p.m. at night. There's a confidence behind the way that I'm singing now, you know, like I'm confidently singing this is the chorus, or this is the hook, right?
Start another war every time I fall from the angel sky. Can't help but cry. Don't remember seeing a child with a hopeful smile. Can't help, can't help, can't help but cry.
So there's, you know, a great kind of post-chorus happening now. There's a lot more happening. I could play you the rest, but I won't. So, you know, let's move back from the video, from the voice notes, and, you know, go back to, I guess, like, why did this song get stuck in the vault? Might be a good question. Well, I mean, for starters, this was the last voice recording that I made, and then the next thing that I can find on my database is, or my vault, I should say, is a demo from 2022 in September. So this demo was from 2022, September 22, so a whole year later, and I revisit the song. Well, without going too deep into my personal life, a lot of things changed. I wasn't in the same location, and you know, a lot of things had happened. We'd moved out of that kind of turmoil period, and what that meant is I, you know, had to kind of deal with the circumstances that now were the new normal we were talking about, right? So it took me a year to revisit this song, and maybe I had a fresher perspective. So this time you're going to hear a recording that's not a voice note, and this time it sounds like I've actually put some work in it. I've sat down with this microphone, and I've used either MIDI keyboard or a keyboard, and I've actually played a part. I've written a part on the piano, and it sounds like a pretty refined song, this demo. So let's have a listen to it.
Music in my dreams, wishful melodies, sing across the night like a shooting star in the corner of my eye. Sound bad memories keep playing out in time until these evolutions find a way to die. If I could hear you from the heavens, I wouldn't find myself in fear. Every time I fall from the angel sky, can't help but cry. I've been holding on, but I'm asking why. Can't help, can't help, can't help but cry. Can't help, can't help, can't help but cry. Can't help, can't help, can't help but cry. Sinking down to earth.
Okay, I'm not going to play anymore, but instantly I feel a lot more from that. Like, I feel the emotions inside that, like chills, goosebumps. Like, there's a lot more kind of going on there. Like, it's, and when I say a lot more, I mean feeling. Like, intuitively, there's just more resonating in that. So, yeah, it feels good. And, you know, it's developed. I've had some background vocals in the chorus, which is funny because one of the people that jumped in the chat, Cam, he mentioned hearing BVs in that chorus when he initially heard one of the voice demos. So it just goes to show that sometimes these decisions that are made are almost like a collective experience. Like songwriters will have this collective knowing of what needs to be there. It's actually 1:11 p.m. on the clock when I said that. If that means anything to you. So, this is a real interesting development, and it's a beautiful demo. I'm not going to play anymore because I don't really want to, show every single aspect of it, but I'm going to show you some further developments of this song. And again, that recording was pretty close to being ready. There was some issues with the edits and vocal performances. The melodies sometimes were a bit out of tune, this, that, yada, 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 yada. But it was pretty close to being ready. But again, I wasn't ready to, release it. It went into the vault. And then a couple of years later, this time 2 years later, 2024, I worked on it again. And, it's just one of these processes that it goes through all these evolutions, okay? Let's have a listen to this production version of it, okay? This is 2024. The piano is developed a little bit more. Sounds nice.
Tell me what it means to lose this.
The lyrics have completely changed.
Hide beneath the shade and say I'm doing fine.
Not really a fan, to be honest.
Where did I go wrong? What happened to?
I'm just going to stop it there. I'm not feeling it, right? And I'm going to play this other demo, which I think was the same week. But let's just have a listen to some ideas within it. So there's a lot going on. I like that part. That's cool. Okay, so that's a cool instrumental hook, but I can add that to an acoustic piano arrangement. But the thing is that production, to me internally from my first listen, it sounds like I'm trying to make it sound modern. It sounds like I'm trying to make it fit into 2024. But the reality is that when you chase a current trend, you're already losing. You're already behind it. So it's best to just be honest with the sound that you're trying to, that you are, because you shouldn't be trying. Just be honest with the sound that you are and then present that. So let's have a listen to one other development of this song, which is the acoustic version. So I started learning this song on acoustic guitar so I could play it at gigs, and let's just see where that took me.
Tell me what it means to lose this heart of mine. Hide beneath the shade and say I'm doing fine.
I don't like where the lyrics kind of went. The lyrics became a little bit too depressing. The acoustic guitar, it's all right, but again, I'm not getting the same vibes as I was from the piano version. Let's just skip ahead.
Can't help but cry. Every time they call from the angel sky.
As far as as vocals go, it's good to hear the development in my voice, and the guitar sounds nice, but again, the arrangement and the lyrics I'm not a fan of. So yeah, I reckon without playing any more of these acoustic versions, I'm just going to play this piano version one more time in its entirety so you can have a listen, and you let me know if you think I should finish this version of Angel Sky. And I hope you've enjoyed this episode of What's in the Vault today, and I'll see you on the next one. So this is Angel Sky demo from 2022, and I think I might be digging this version up to finish it.
Music in my dreams, wishful melodies, sing across the night like a shooting star in the corner of my eye. Soundbite memories keep playing out in time until these evolutions find a way to die. If I could hear you from the heavens, I wouldn't find myself in fear. Every time I fall from the angel sky, can't help but cry. I've been holding on, but I'm asking why. Can't help but cry. Can't help but cry. Can't help but cry. Sinking down to earth, to a broken heart and a head on a pillow. First I feel the blood rushing through my veins to the trains of thought. Heavy as I rise, I undress the light to wear my shadow. Head outside the door as the psychopaths try to start another war. Can't help but cry. Can't help but cry. Sin, are we living in our sins? Don't leave me here, only left within these tears. Every time I fall from the angel sky, can't help but cry. When I'm holding on, but I'm asking why. Can't help but cry. Can't help but cry. Can't help but
If you enjoyed this stream and you enjoyed this, please check out my music. It's Mars in Leo. You're on the right channel. This is Mars in Leo, and you can check me out on Spotify. I've got 2 EPs, actually 3 EPs, and a couple of singles out. But I will be working on this song as we speak. And yeah, I hope to see you on the next stream. Peace out, guys. Have a good one. Cheers.